Alright, before I begin this lesson, I have a story for you. So I'm sitting in the kitchen doing these lessons. It's Friday afternoon, and Josiah's school had just posted some work for the kids to do finally. And I was on his school website trying to figure out if he had any assignments, and he's goofing around and making me mad. And Josiah, Ryden has this little basketball hoop we put in the dining room with a Nerf ball that he can shoot, and Josiah's messing around and shooting, and I'm getting really frustrated with him. Anyway, so I'm in the kitchen and I'm trying to email one of his teachers, and he's goofing around, and all of a sudden I hear bam, because I'm not really looking over at him, although he's just kind of right next to me, and he falls on the floor, and he's laying on the ground holding his head, and then he's like moaning, and I'm thinking he's goofing around because he does that all the time. He always pretends he's hurt. His dad does it too. And I'm like, Josiah, are you messing around? And I am ignoring him, and I go back and I'm finishing this little email, and then he's like starts crying and gets quiet, and so I'm like, oh, is he messing around or isn't he? So I go over there. I mean, he's literally like 20 feet from me. So I go over there. He's laying on the dining room floor, and when I walk over to him, he's really quiet, and his body starts jerking. His legs are jerking and his arms are jerking. And then like, oh my gosh, he's not messing around. And so he's kind of talking to me too. So I'm like, don't move. And I run out the side door, and I call Ron in, and he looks at him, and sure enough, he went to jump to get that ball on that net, and banged his head on this like part of our ceiling that juts down, and he banged his head right on that thing. And he said, when we were talking to him later, because he's now laying on the couch, I think he might have gotten a concussion, and we're just kind of watching him right now to make sure we don't have to take him to the hospital. But he said all he remembers is trying to shoot, and he must have hit that, and he says, I just blacked out. I know. And then when I saw him, his body was like jerking. It was kind of creepy, really creepy. I got really nervous really quick. I went from not believing him to like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to take him to the hospital. So anyway, he's in there right now. He's got a big old bump on the front of his head, and I gave him ice. Hopefully he's fine. All right, how do you feel?
Good.
He's walking. I'm telling them about you in my recording. He says he feels fine. All right, so today's lesson is a total review of a lot of different things that you have learned. And I'm going to use this like I said in the past, because I don't give you tests. I'm just going to kind of use this like a test. You don't have to do the green ones. Just do the black ones for my kids. As I look down at number 3, I don't see any of those super tricky equations. So you should be all right there. Let me look on the back. Make sure it's the right lesson. It is. Perimeter and area, you've done multiple times. Circumference and area of circles, you've done multiple times. I don't see anything on here super tricky or quirky or anything that might give you trouble. So I'm going to leave this lesson to you to do on your own, to see how well you do without me helping you through it. Take your time. Don't panic. I won't grade this any differently than a regular lesson, so don't worry about that. All right, have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys later.